There's a lot of fish here in Subnautica too, so like everyone else, I wondered, what do they do all day? I spent a couple of weeks stalking fish, hoping to find details and secrets about the lives they live. Honestly, I absolutely hate what some of them get up to, and you know I'm talking about that sick freak Georgie. But mostly, after my research was done, I was left with more questions than answers, until I met this guy. He showed me that I was actually looking for something else all along. But I'll let his story shine when the time comes. For now, we gotta get moving and conduct a proper investigation. As soon as you drop in, you'll see there's plenty of fish in the sea. Now, it seems the most efficient way forward would be just exploring and observing numerous fish at once. Get a taste of what they get up to. So I went ahead and did that. I spent sunrise to sunrise just taking a look at what's around. I ended up finding out about a handful of things. Like this one, this fish right here, he does flips. He does a lot of flips. And I guess he swims with his girlfriend or whatever. They swim together. That's cool. This one, he splits in two. Yeah, it's some weird shit. At first I thought the game was glitched. He splits in two, then he comes back together and some purple stuff comes out. And later he'll split back apart. He'll kind of do that over and over. Yeah, this fuck Geordie, he sucks off rocks. That's his thing. Puts me off the entire species. Ew, ew, ew. I ended up finding this glowing set of wings, and he uses this flashbang, which actually turns out he is the flashbang. And he swims really far away. And he was the only one of his kind I found. And there was no invisible walls for him, because that's kind of what it feels like a lot of them have. They're all stuck into a little radius. The only real thing he led me to was at one point, he led me to a fish who ate another fish, and a lot of other fish liked looking at this guy. He does, he flashbangs and he swims, and other fish, they like looking at him. Eventually we had to call it and be on our way. After this preliminary research, I went ahead and watched full day and night cycles of quite a few of these different creatures. And I started off with these goofy ass crabs. By the way, for your reference, sunrise to sunrise, I've referenced it a few times of the full day and night cycle. That's 20 real life minutes. So pretty quickly, these add up. I love these crabs. They remind me, when I was a kid, I made friends at the beach with this other dude who was digging up and catching crabs. After like an hour of catching crabs with him, we pivoted to digging traps for people. And along the water's edge, we dug pits and covered them with thin layers of sand so no one could tell there were giant holes there. Then we took position. We went back to catching crabs not too far off while watching the traps. We saw like 3-4 people over the course of 30 minutes fall into these holes. Pretty much every single one, same routine. It's 1 foot falls in and they say, fuck, that sucks. The last one was a grandma. She fell actually fully to the ground and ended up needing 2 people to help her out. 2 people grabbed her by her arms, pulled her out, and helped carry her back the way she had come from, presumably back to her family. Yeah, I guess she couldn't walk. It really soured the mood. But yeah, it was a fun day at the beach with that guy. These periscopic clown crabs that we just took a look at, they kind of spend their days just pacing around in this small field with their community. They're eating dirt or something. I don't know what they're really doing, but they just kind of, you got it, you saw it. I ended up spending what felt like way too much time on these 24-hour shifts while I could really have been doing anything else. But I learned a lot. And you know what? I'm gonna share what I learned. I'll let you take a look at all 6 of these. First, this hammerhead. Turns out he headbutts a lot of stuff. He does it only in a pretty relatively nearby radius. Doesn't affect any of it. He sometimes headbutts other hammerheads. That's his one thing, headbutting. This jelly ring? His one thing, his wife said that his penis got too big after taking Ozempic. I really like how he looks, and he's bouncy as well. But that's not really his thing, that's more of a quality of him. The rest of them, take a look. They don't really even have one thing. They don't seem to do anything to earn money or date or go out for drinks or party or anything. And night after night of recording this, after studying, my concern grew. I just wasn't sure. How does the economy function here? How is their civilization not collapsed with no one working, no fun stuff going on, seemingly no relationships except for that one species? But at the same time, their civilization seems to be doing fine. It seems to be thriving. There's no homeless NPCs. The communities, they seem pretty happy. A census that was taken actually showed an extremely low percentage of the population suffers from depression or anxiety, and seemingly no one was going hungry. While wrapping up a night of filming and dwelling on these thoughts, I realized I was not simply researching for the sake of finding the truth. I was actually after something. And that something was someone. I was looking for a real vibe, an NPC I could actually be friends with, and ideally someone that could really show me the secret lives I know these guys are living. Just when I was nearly ready to give up on the whole journey, I encountered someone who would change everything. This bottom feeder, this water slug, as if sent from the heavens, answered all of my concerns. I heard a crab calling my name. Ricky. Ricky. I followed the voice through the tunnel. giant, huge dead crab, and on it sat the man calling my name, Water Slug. He told me to follow and immediately led me to another dead crab. Was this his doing? I met him just as the day began, so I figured it was worth following him for a cycle. He showed me death. Could he show me life beyond what these other fish are living? And so on we went. A third dead crustacean. He noted that this was not really what he was trying to show me. It just happened to be here. But he did have a spot nearby that was way cooler. Him and his buddies found it a few months ago and they've been going there all the time. He hyped me up, so far, consider me fascinated. He was speaking to me telepathically, hence why you can't hear his voice, but wow, he had something to show me? It was clear that this guy, this creature, this water slug, he did more than one thing, which is one more thing than we've seen from any other creature, and at least two more things than 80% of the creatures we've stalked so far. Led me to these ruins. I overlooked them before when I was exploring other regions. The few I did look at didn't have much for me. But here, Water Slug showed me a treasure trove of something I hadn't seen a single other creature with. I hadn't seen in a while, but it was proof that there was more. There were secrets. Alcohol. A huge stash of it. Told me to drink up. You know I obliged. He told me to have another. Then asked me about how many dead crabs I saw. If you remember, I saw 3, so I grabbed a third bottle. I'm not going to tell you some of these unsavory tales he told me as we sat in his spot. Honestly, the whole thing, it kind of reminded me of a high schooler with a cool parents' basement. But like from my memory, not, you get it. The night moved on, my buzz was good, and with the promise of getting a better understanding of why the fish do so little, he told me to follow him up, past the skinny fat jelly ring, all the way up there. He was waiting for me at the top. I followed. He said, come on. We moved along and rounded a corner and boom, huge farm. Water Slug was growing the most I had ever seen. This was where all the in their city was sourced. He shipped it out in troves. All the fish had gotten addicted to the point where the water itself was contaminated with. Everything was starting to make sense. Water Slug, from the shadows, he ran everything. And he said he had a very light crew, and this farm was just an early stage of his plan. There wouldn't be a need for an economy. Just trust his plan, Water Slug's plan. That's what he kept saying, just trust him. I had a million questions, but he kept kind of tossing them away, tossing them aside. He led me further. He wanted to show me his home. He told me explicitly that his home, it would make me feel safe. It would make me feel so extremely safe. Where am I? Water Slug? Who's that girl, Water Slug? What's that on the walls? Oh, God. I gotta get out of here. First, hold on, let me get some alcohol. When did the sun come out? Where's the door? Are those Georgies? Water. Geordie? Geordie, man, why do you do that? Like, really, I'm serious. Why the hell do you have such a gross thing to do? You got the opportunity to have one thing, and this was your thing? I wish you were cooked and abandoned back there in that closet, you fucking freak. Hold on, let me eat you. Overall, these fish mostly do absolutely nothing. Or maybe, sometimes, they do one thing. I loved playing toys with Water Slug. Playing pretend, you know it's goated. Anyways, here's the moral. Water Slug showed me that of the plenty of fish in the sea that you always hear about, there's always at least one that can be lit as hell and a real vibe. Can be a little fucked up, and I kind of actually made them all up too, so I don't know if that moral really clicks. I love y'all so much, and you right there, you're looking so slim, thick, and beautiful. I love you especially.